I guess one thing that pops to mind is a PLC, so a professional learning community that I was running. And it was one of our final meetings, and it was right after winter break. The team was, kind of just not as engaged as they usually were. When I would ask a question, it was almost like crickets sometimes, or it would be the same person kind of, participating. And as a facilitator, at that moment, you kind of get nervous because you're just are they just not into this right now? I need people talking because that's how they're going to learn from each other.
Often, one of the things that I think about that sometimes causes that disengagement, especially in a little bit larger group, is choosing to have full group discussions when a paired discussion or a small group or individual thinking time would be really helpful. Because sometimes what ends up happening when you keep everybody in a full group is that the people who tend to talk a lot and are more comfortable sharing their ideas do that. And people who might need a little bit more time to think or would prefer to share ideas with a partner before having to generate ideas in front of the full group just sort of step back and then may disengage at that point. So I think what I've learned is just thinking about the balance of that, of having full group discussion time, but time for everybody to connect with what they're doing in a way that is going to make them feel the most comfortable to get into the meeting.
The great thing about PLCs is that you're with them for a long, periods of time. We had been having sessions since October, and we, made some time in the first session to come up with some norms. So that was a good time to bring up our norms. One was flow in, flow out, right? So I can be if you feel like you're not flowing in so much, think of ways that you can engage. If you're flowing in a lot, how can you get others to engage with the material? So norms really helped. And also sometimes just those teacher moves really help. If you notice, I asked a question, no one's really participating, I might have people do a little turn and talk. So maybe share out with just a partner because that's a bit low stakes, and then, share out to the whole team. Or you can have them stop and jot, so maybe write down what they're thinking, and that usually helps generate a couple more ideas because you're giving them a chance to think about it in a more low stakes kind of way.
And I think sometimes that can be just really helpful to say to the team, it seems like maybe this isn't exactly what you guys have been focusing on recently. What else has been competing for your time? Just pausing and allowing some space for that. And then often I'll just ask them, hopefully today what we were hoping to do is, make a decision around this and have some time to reflect on how you've been testing this strategy. Does that still feel like something that we can do together? And bringing it back to the agenda, but providing some space to figure out what else is going on first.